What's up, bees? Welcome to the hive, the bee hive. I don't know, it's kind of, I say it like it's a love thing, but beehives are pretty dangerous. You don't want to go in one of those. Be noisy, you get stung up a bunch. But not here. Here you just get knowledge and love. Subscribe also, that'd be great. Here are the top 10 unsettling historical facts not for the faint-hearted. Let's do this. Number 10, ancient Mayan turkey worship. A lot of words there. Turkeys play a significant role in ancient Mayan culture, both as a source of food and feathers for clothing and decoration. If you were a turkey, you were screwed, really, in any department. Turkeys were domesticated by indigenous peoples in Mexico and Central America over 2,000 years ago. And their use and importance grew over time. It varies, and sometimes it looks like we're gonna worship a turkey and we have to talk about it. The Mayans also believed in animal symbolism and incorporated it into their religious beliefs. That's why we can sometimes say that they worshipped turkeys. Now, there's no record of turkeys being worshipped as deities, but that's a hot rumor. It's really a fib, but you'll hear that time to time. Turkeys are turkeys, they're not deities, they're just, I don't know, they're yummy, they're delicious, depending on if you like to eat them. Turkeys, yeah. They're deities, the more you know. Number 9, horse priest. Caligula, let's talk about this fella. He was a Roman emperor who ruled from 37 to 41 CE. Now, he was known for his erratic behavior, of course, given what I'm about to say, including his decision to make his horse a priest. His horse a priest. I didn't know that's possible. According to historical accounts, Caligula had a deep attachment to this horse and often lavished it with attention and gifts and lots of pets, I bet. He even went so far as to build a marble stand for Unsettling, his horse, and reportedly discussed making him a consul. First of all, a marble stand? Who's gonna... That's insane. Secondly, the decision to make the horse a priest was likely a political move just to mock the Roman Senate, which Caligula was known to despise at the time. So, I don't know, the act was seen as a demonstration of Caligula's power and disregard for traditional Roman customs and or values. Yeah, I would say so. Guy brings a horse in. Imagine being a taxpayer and you see this. Oh, I'd be livid. Number 8, Abraham Lincoln the wrestler. Abraham Lincoln was a vampire hunter in that one movie, but in real life, he was also a wrestler. Yeah, he was kind of a badass. Who knew? Abe Lincoln was a famous American statesman and politician who of course served as the 16th president of the United States from 1861 until he was killed in 1865. Now, as a young man, before he changed history, of course. As a young man, Lincoln was known for his impressive physical strength and was said to have been an accomplished wrestler. Yeah, if he had seen that attack coming, he probably would have knocked them right out. I don't know. Dude's choking out politicians. Like what? According to some accounts, he participated in several wrestling matches in his youth, including one in which he was defeated by a man named Jack Armstrong. Yeah, imagine tapping out Abe Lincoln. How dare you, Jack? What are you doing? Lincoln was also a big fan of wrestling and often attended matches just to watch, even though he wasn't, you know, getting in tights and brawling with people. In fact, it's said that once he walked 20 miles just to watch a wrestling match where his favorite wrestler, Cornelius the Cornishman Grogan, was competing. So yeah, he was committed to the bits, you know? He was committed to the craft, I guess. His involvement in the sport helped to cement its popularity in the United States. You know, of course, being a president who wrestled, that's, yeah, fair. That ought to do it. Don't mess with Abe, I guess, or else he'll choke you out or something. Number 7, yellow attire. Back in 1420, the Venetian government issued a law requiring ladies of the night to wear yellow attire as a way to easily identify and also regulate their profession. Yeah, anyone looks like a big bright banana. Here you go. Look it up, your banana. The law was intended to control the spread of sexually transmitted disease and prevent the moral decay of Venice. So that was their solution. Hey, we're gonna wear yellow tops now. That'll solve everything. Nice. These ladies were required to wear a yellow veil and a yellow tunic, but they were also prohibited from wearing any expensive clothing or jewelry. Yeah, no personality, no fun at all, just business. The color yellow was chosen because, well, it was associated with betrayal, envy, and illness. All things sex, I guess. The law remained in effect until the end of the 16th century. My dad has a really bright yellow shirt. I have a new nickname for him now. Can't wait to call him after I'm done filming this one. Called Banana Bill. It's a good one. Number 6, no tennis. Yeah, you wanna play doubles? Think again, pal. How dare you? The 1495 tennis law, it was real. It was a French law that prohibited the playing of tennis in public spaces. So if you're gonna do it quietly and privately in your own home, all right? How dare you? Don't even think about playing tennis. Even after this video, don't do it. The law was enacted by King Charles VIII to address concerns about the game being too violent. Yeah, it was supposedly being used to train for combat and the potential for public disorder. Tennis. Yeah, who knew? The law also imposed penalties for those caught violating it, including confiscation of property and imprisonment. Yeah, what are you in for? I was playing doubles with my mother-in-law, so now I'm in prison, I guess. Huh. Yeah, you killed 9 people. Nice. Can't wait to bunk with you. Despite its intended purpose, the law did not prevent the game from being played, obviously. Can't stop us, pal. It slowly evolved into our modern day tennis, which we love. I love it. It's awesome. Tennis is very intense also. I don't disagree with any of these laws put in place. My father and I got in a bout one time over the lines. Gotta watch those lines. You need a line guy if you're playing tennis. You need it. Number 5, not reporting a dead body. Yeah, this was a big deal. I mean, still is, but hear me out. This one reminds me of Stand By Me. What a classic. You can find dead whales, dead bodies. It's the dark ages. You gotta find a lot of things, but you gotta report them, all right? It's the law. You gotta report dead whales and you gotta report dead people. Both very important. In medieval times, roughly around 1240, the law surrounding the discovery of a dead body, well, it varied depending on the region and the time period, of course. But generally, if somebody discovered a dead body, they were required to report it to the courts, or the lords rather, my lady. So quiet. That's all medieval times right there. Failure to do so could result in punishment, as it was considered suspicious behavior, which, you know, fair. We'll ask some questions regardless, no matter what. More often than not, the finder would be asked to provide information about the circumstances surrounding this death, including any possible suspects. Yeah, take a guess, detective, no pressure. In some cases, the finder may have been entitled to a reward for discovering the body, and in other cases, well, you yourself could be charged with the death of said body. So, I don't know, 50-50. Let's do one of these. Oh, I didn't see anything. See ya. Number 4, no stealing dead whales. I mentioned it. You want to know more? Sure, let's do it. I'm not sure how one would do this, first of all, without the help of 490 of their closest friends, because whales are pretty heavy. But the no stealing dead whales law originated in the 17th century in England, where beached whales at the time, they were considered a valuable commodity due to their oil, their meat, their bones, whatever. The law made it illegal at this point to take a beached or stranded whale without permission from authorities or lords, and violation of the law could result in fines or imprisonment. Again, imagine going to jail for a whale. Your bunkie has 19 kills. You're like, yeah, I took a whale, so have at her. I can't get a kayak into water without pulling something. You're telling me medieval mobs, hungry mobs, drag whales back home? That's impressive, really, if anything. Guys must have been jacked. Nice leg workout. All beached whales in the UK have belonged to the king or the queen since 1324. One guy back in the early 2000s, he actually offered a dead whale to Her Majesty, but she politely declined. But he was doing it right, you know what I mean? He read some medieval books. He was like, good evening. All right, bring it in. Number 3, Abel and Baker. Okay, we often remember Laika, the space dog, and her 103-minute cosmic journey around Sputnik 2. Very short and sweet trip there. But does anybody remember Abel and Baker? These two? Are you kidding me? This was America's version of Laika. This was less than 2 years later. On May 28th, 1959, the United States launched 2 female primates, Abel and Baker, into space. Yeah, we launched monkeys into space. Then we made them snowboard and make movies about skateboarding. But first, we launched them into space, which was crazy. This mission lasted 15 minutes and they both safely returned back home with trauma. Lots of monkey trauma. The monkeys weren't injured from the cosmic commute, but a radio message came in shortly after they splashed down in the Atlantic. And the message said no injuries or other difficulties. It said Abel, Baker, perfect. Yeah, perfect. I mean, probably not, but they were alive, so perfect enough. I don't think we can blast any more primates into space going 10,000 miles an hour. That's just my guess, but you know, this was 1959. Things have changed a bit. Abel sadly passed away shortly after the flight. Meanwhile, Baker got all that fame. She got really famous. She was getting 150 letters a day, like fan mail letters. How is space? What's it like? Were you in movies? Can you skateboard as well like that guy on TV? Imagine if she had Twitter back then. Oh man, these ladies are icons. Never mind Laika. Hit that thumbs up for Abel and subscribe for Baker. Here we go. They're watching right now. They're watching you do it, so you better do it. Number 2, the boot. We'll finish with some medieval punishments because, you know, I'm watching Game of Thrones again right now, so why not? Let's do this. The boot was interesting. This was a scary punishment that you won't believe actually happened. We didn't learn about this one back in school. The device at hand here was a massive oversized boot, large enough to fit both of your feet, and it was also made of iron or copper. You see where I'm going here. While these boots were often brazed onto the floor, so the accused couldn't move around anywhere, and most of the time they were sitting upright. Now the boots at this point were filled with boiling water or worse, molten lead. And from that point on, well, it's not gonna be great for you, is it? Another medieval punishment involving boots, which is somehow worse in my opinion, was first seen in Ireland. They were lightweight metal boots that were filled with water, individual, then they heated your feet over a fire until the water inside started to boil out the top of the boot. So I don't know which one's worse, honestly. I'd rather the first one because then it would be faster, you know what I mean? I'm not watching something boil. A watched boot never boils, I guess. Number 1, rats. Yeah, save the rats for last, sure. This one really sums up how terrible humans have been in the past. Rat punishment originated in ancient Rome, classic, but it's been seen many times since, including in Game of Thrones, yeah. What was once called a rat trap involved the accused being tied down to something, and then a metal enclosure would be strapped down onto their abdomen or their chest. Now, inside this metal enclosure, there are of course rats. One or numerous, I don't know, both suck, which the strapped down person can feel walking around with their little rat feet. And at this point, the person instilling the punishment begins heating the other end of the metal enclosure. Now, historically, hot coals were placed on top, which of course very quickly creates a hot environment for these little scurrying plague rats inside on your chest. I'm getting so hot saying this. From here, the rats begin frantically searching for a way out because, you know, just like us, they have survival instincts. But unlike us, they have really sharp teeth. The sharpest teeth ever. The metal enclosure is too hard to bite into, but a human's chest, that is not. That is fine. You see where this is going now. The rats would eat their way out of the danger and into you, which would cause you a lot of pain. I'm gonna go throw up now. I've been Taylor McWaters. Thanks for watching this list. Those are some unsettling historical facts, not for the faint-hearted. Subscribe, please. I'm gonna go throw up.